Hello, kind people. This is Dmitry. Welcome to my weekly listener recap. And we're going to talk about this puzzle on your screen. It's called Knock Knock, and it's by Karla. Now, Karla is a friend of mine, Nick. Hi, Nick, if you're watching this. And Karla is a wonderful setter. I think the very first time, even before I met Karla in person, I solved the puzzle by him in the EV series, which was a very rare occasion when I kind of ventured into EV. I usually solve the listener and I solve the Magpie. I do buy the iPaper, the weekend edition of the iPaper, because my 7-year-old likes to solve puzzles on the kids section there. And every week I look in the Inquisitor and I sometimes solve it, but fairly infrequently. But that leaves no room for EV. And somehow that weekend, maybe it was an American listener and a very easy one or something, but or maybe it was just me trying it. But it was a great puzzle by Karla, and actually I tried EV then, a few more times after that, and it was sort of not at that level, or at least for me, or maybe just not. Those particular themes were somehow not to my liking. I can't remember. But that one was a great puzzle, I think, kind of around Spiral Galaxy, and I remember quite a lot of sort of thematic material crammed into it. So yeah, let's have a look at the preamble for this one. In 7 cells, answers clash. Enter one of the 2 letters appropriately. Whatever that means. In 18 clues to non-clashing entries, remove a letter not in the definition to enable solving. The letters indicate 6 characters to supplement the first 6 resolved clashes, and 1 to replace a letter adjacent to the 7th. These changes give a sequence related to the 2 names and the 3-word phrase that complete the perimeter using oh dear verify for its unchecked letters, join them with a curve, and change another letter to show a shape suited to the phrase. Highlight a word thus formed that relates the phrase and the sequence. Ignoring cell supplements and replacements, all final numbered entries are real words. Chambers is the primary reference. So, to my mind, okay, now that I reread it, I realize that one way to kind of think about this appropriately is to, how do I, is this what I want? No. Sorry, I just wanted to select text and I forgot how to do it, but I'll do it this way instead. So one way to think about this appropriately is to just think that, all final numbered entries are real words. And so that's one way of selecting them. Okay. Now, I solved this puzzle 2 weeks ago, and so I'm recording this on Friday, and the new listener is about to come up in 2 hours. And since then, I also solved the one by Twin, which is going to be released here in a week. And so I don't remember all that much about like the, individual clues and how much I enjoyed it. I remember one clue which kind of raised an eyebrow because I still don't quite understand how to parse it. So what I think I will do, I will jump straight to the end game, and then we'll and maybe we'll have a look at that clue in the process. So this is the grid filled, with gaps in the perimeter and with a lot of clashes. And possibly, I remember that at some point I positioned one clash incorrectly because I somehow mistyped one of the entries. But this is I think this is already the fixed version. Let me try and find the clue. Oh yeah, that's the clue that I was not too happy about. And annoyingly enough, that is the one with the clash, so which is, one less check-in letter. And so the clue is 24 down. And I mean, I did enjoy most of the clues, so this is not meant as somehow a complaint, but more as an inquiry, and maybe if you could explain how that works in the comments, that would be lovely, especially if well, okay, full disclosure. I mean, I had a brief chat with Nick at the listener dinner. Oh, and I probably should say something about the listener dinner. Let's leave it towards the end. But I had a brief chat with Nick, and I asked him about that clue, and he said that that clue was actually, fixed by the editors, and so, well, Roger, if you are watching this, could you explain, please? So more feathery eagle shed inside conifer, and the answer to that is fernier. And I recognize all the moving parts here. So fir is a conifer, whereas erne is an eagle. And so what I think it is trying to say, and more feathery is obviously the definition. And so what I think it is saying is that you take an ego and it is sort of gets split, gets separated, which apparently is one of the meaning of the word shed, but not the one I'm familiar with. And so you put it inside fur, but actually, or maybe the other way, it says it splits somehow the inside of conifer, the inside of conifer being this eye, and so it's somehow, well, not sure, but I'm a little bit puzzled. This is unorthodox, and that is not to say bad, just something I don't understand. Okay, clue rant over. Back to the end game. So what we need to do here is to select the letters appropriately, and one way of thinking about it is, as I said, to check what leaves the words in both crosses and downs. So for example, here it was kissers clashing with I'd, and of course ire is a word if we leave this R here, but kissed is not, and so we have to keep R here. And similarly, mud, fish is a thing, and then fairness is a thing, so here we keep F. And so similarly here, invent and in tune are both correct, and so on. And then you're left with some letters, and you still don't know how to, what do we need to do? So we somehow need to supplement the first 6 with something. And if we look at this message that you get from the corrections, you get asterisk, RPELIC, and then equal. And so the idea is that you put, oops, and maybe I should not do it in the disappearing one, so RPELIC equal, and that gives us exactly, no, it doesn't give us. Oh no, so sorry, no R. This R is from Fernier. Okay, so asterisk PELIC equal, and that is exactly the 7 characters that we need. But the way to solve it is actually to realize that there are some familiar names and phrases sort of on the perimeter. Specifically here, if you put E, you get Fermi. And here you could get Drake, and I believe it is Frank Drake. And obviously here it's Enrico Fermi. And so what we're talking about is actually a Fermi paradox. And maybe I should open the corresponding Wikipedia page here, and for that I need to pause the video. One moment. Right, so if we now go here and we look at Fermi paradox, which is the discrepancy between the lack of conclusive evidence of advanced extraterrestrial life and the apparently high likelihood of its existence. We can see that one of the key things about it is Drake equation, which was formulated by Frank Drake in 1961, and the equation goes like that, where n is the number of technologically advanced civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy, and we get it as a product of a bunch of sort of rates and fractions. So rate of formation of stars in the galaxy, fraction of those stars with planetary system, number of planets per solar system with an environment suitable for organic life, and so on. And as you can see, we get this asterisk PELIC here, and so and we can recognize in this RFN FFFL, we can recognize the letters that resolve the clashes. And so if we now go back to the puzzle, here's what happens. So we go, and I think it's probably needed to write them in lowercase as in the equation, and so we get this R star, FPNL, FL, FIFC, L, and we put this equals, and then here there was an N, and we change it into an O, and now it becomes the dot of the question mark, and we highlight the word paradox. And we fill the perimeter with Frank Drake, Enrico Fermi, where is everybody? Which is, I guess, how does the Wikipedia summarize it? The lack of conclusive evidence of advanced extraterrestrial life. Where are they? We do need them now. So this, I think, is the grid that we need to submit. I don't know whether there's any particular requirements, and so the marking kind of restrictions on how accurate you have to be with the question mark, apart from it passing through the clashes. And apologies, whether the question mark has to extend into this cell, but it probably has to. And so, yeah, this is what you submit. I think I will talk about the lessons in my next video, so thank you for watching and see you next week.